What is up, guys? Welcome to this quick little video on product revenue maximization considerations. Now, what does it actually mean? There's certain things you can do to increase the revenue and the profits within your own business. Now, whatever business you have, most people have online businesses, service-based businesses. There's a lot of things you can do, especially at a marketing level, copywriting level. And today I'm gonna talk to you guys some of the things that I've done and how it served me. I actually start off with perceived specialization. What I mean by this is, like, for example, we have like one core product and we sort of niche it down to different types of industries. So we have a B2C sector, which is how to start and scale a real estate marketing consultancy. We also have a B2B sector, which is how to start and scale a real estate coaching business. That's really for real estate agents, brokers. And then we also have a more generic version, which is like, for typical coaches, consultants, agencies. But we still have one core product, but we have specialized versions of each for each and every single niche. So that's the first thing, perceived specialization. The second thing is perceived ease of use. If your stuff, whatever you're selling, looks hard to use, it's gonna not be ideal. They wanna have like a fast start guide, right? Now, typically like online content portals are good. If you're running a coaching consulting business, this is great. But for those people that are like services, right, there's still things that you can do. There's certain things in your product that you can shift to add more speed of use, right? So people come in, like even when we were doing our done for you lead generation like a couple years back, we actually had something in our done for you lead generation where we would give them a video and they would get like a lot of value watching that one video. It was like an organic marketing campaign. So you get a ton of leads coming in. The next thing is perceived value. Now, perceived value is shown through like the bulks and pieces. If everything's done for them, for example, we talk about done for you services and the end-to-end sales process, the fulfillment, you solved everything for them. The product's gonna appear more valuable. Give them what they want and feed them what they need. Like the way you market is different from the way you fulfill, right? The marketing is independent from the sales and the sales is independent from the product. It's important to understand that, right? So the marketing, you're supposed to get leads, right? Sales, you're supposed to convert the leads. So there's different processes that are involved. The other thing is ease of understanding. So can you pitch the product in 3 to 5 minutes or less and have it be understood? This is so important because although your pitch, it can be understood in detail by something called like a written sales letter, right? It needs to be an elevator pitch. It has to be very, very to the point. Back-end potential, so important. Does the product, can it be set up to have subsequent purchases on the back end? And in most cases, like there always is some form of back-end potential. Affiliates, ascension, renewal, software continuity. Like you can always do a lot of things, right? And I like to have a combination of all of them. Now the next thing is the price to cost link. Like some markets, they just won't pay you the price that your product is worth. Like I've seen it happen. You're gonna have to bring the cost down if you want to make any money before you even start worrying about marketing. Like when you're selling to like sort of mass market type of audiences, like the B2C biz ops, even real estate, sort of a mass market, you can't charge like 30K for like most offers, and the product is worth way more than even 10K, right? But like we found that our ticket price was like 6 to 8 grand on average. The front end should be 8 to 1, which is high, an LTV to CAC, right? And the back end should be a 4 to 1. The next thing is sell a big package. Now, almost no matter the market or the mechanism you sell with, this will work best. And it works because like the successful people who are already doing well, they want the edge and they want to pay the big money for it, right? And like for example, like a person like doing $10 million, a 1% improvement for them is worth more than someone that's just starting out. And they want to buy a bigger package. Now, the next thing is using air to add value. Now, air is stuff that adds value to a package without costing too much to produce. And that's literally how like we're able to scale with all these different offers. It's a big decision, don't get me wrong. Like it took a lot of changes and caused a little bit of damage and we lost some sales reps here and there. But like the thing is, it doesn't really have any operational cost to it involved. These are just some things when it comes to the product revenue maximization considerations, and hope you guys find some value in this. I'm gonna be posting more videos every single week, so we see you guys on the next one.